कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय
वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च गोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च गोविन्दाय नमो नमः
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरिनाम संकीर्तन जय जय कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे राम 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 हरे
Hare Krishna. This chanting of Hare Krishna is very important if you want to be protected by Krishna. He takes it when he sees that you're taking an interest in him, he takes an interest in you. So, the easiest way to get a close relationship with God is to chant Hare Krishna. And this has been practiced since the beginning of material creation. Today, many people don't believe in God, unfortunately. But if you associate with genuine devotees, you will also believe that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the way to connect to Krishna in a real way is to chant his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There was one Mexican fellow. He was very enthusiastic about drinking tequila. You know what tequila is, right? And but one day he had drank too much tequila and he fainted somewhat crossing a street, and he got run over by a car. And when the medical guys came, his last words were tequila, and he died. Now, what do you think happened to him? He'd definitely take birth as an animal, because the last thing he said was tequila. He didn't say Krishna. So we should learn to always chant the name of Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 Pahimam, and so forth. We should always chant the name of Krishna because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Look how beautiful he is, and Radharani, his eternal consort. We should always have the picture of their name in our mind and always have their names on our lips so that we don't forget the Lord. Forgetfulness of the Lord is called ignorance. Real ignorance is to forget who you are. We are all children of God. We are all meant to be with God. Now, the question is, why are we in the material world separated from God? It's because we made a bad choice. There are two choices in life. Either you follow God or you don't follow God. When you don't follow God, you're put into the material world of suffering. Now, suffering, we should look into this, everybody suffers. Now, why is that? Well, if you think about this seriously, it's because we've done something wrong. And we don't even know what it is. We can't remember doing anything wrong. But the fact that we are suffering should teach you, or should indicate to all of us, that we did something wrong. Now, how can we remedy that situation? Well, it's by doing things right. And what's the best way to do things right? Is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is called Maha Mantra, the great mantra for liberation from the cycle of birth and death. So, and it's very simple. You don't have to be an engineer or a scientist or a philosopher to become liberated from the cycle of birth and death. You simply chant Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you chant the names of Krishna, and Krishna is in your heart, and he hears, oh, it's very nice, this person is taking an interest in me, so I will take a personal interest in him or her. You want to get Krishna's attention? Chant Hare Krishna. If you hear there's someone in Seattle that's always talking nicely about you and saying good things about you, you would probably want to know who that person is. So in the same way, when we decide to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is in your heart, my heart, your heart, he takes an interest in you because you're taking an interest in him. So this chanting of Hare Krishna is the easiest way to liberate yourself from the cycle of birth and death. Nobody likes birth and death. I never saw any child laughing when they were pushed out of their mother's womb. Any baby. They all come out crying. And at the moment of death, usually people are crying. Why? Well, because they're suffering. Now, suffering is a message, a subtle message, that somewhere along our life we made some mistakes. And we're being, cognizant of those mistakes by suffering. Now, what is it that we actually did that was a mistake? Well, we may not know right away what it is, but there's a general understanding that we forgot God. That's the worst thing you can do, is to forget God. And in order to forget God, you have to associate with people who are godless. By associating with godless people, you will also forget God. Once you forget God, or once you forget Krishna, like many people, they might, when they're in India and they're, going regularly to the temple and everything, then they come to the United States and get an IT job. And now they're completely overwhelmed by IT and the fact that they're making a lot of money, and then they go to company dinners where there's a lot of meat and champagne and things, and eventually they forget about God. Not everybody, but there are a good number that forget about God once they start making a lot of money and associating with other people who are godless. So, we need to make a decision in our life. Am I going to be a lover of God, or am I going to be a forgetter of God? My heartfelt advice for all of us, including me, we should never forget God. That's the worst thing you can do, because look what happens when, let's say, you're driving a car, you have a terrible accident, and the person that was next to you dies, and you see that they're dead. What do you start doing? Well, you start to cry, and you think about, God, please help me, right? So, why only remember God when you're in a dire situation and you're almost dead? You should think about God all the time. And by the way, I can guarantee you one thing. If you've forgotten God, you're not going to remember God at the moment of death. You won't be able to think of him. You'll be thinking of your 401k or something else, something nonsense, your dog, or who knows what. So, we have to be serious. Life is serious. At any moment, we can die. Just a little problem with your heart, and you can die. It's not. It happens every day. So therefore, we should keep the name of Krishna on our lips and in our mind always. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That means that you are guaranteed to be favored by Krishna. If you find out that there's someone in Seattle that's always speaking nicely about you, saying that he's such a good person, and they're very kind and gentle, and just like a saintly person, you would probably want to know who that person is. You see. In the same way, when we speak kindly about Krishna and glorify the Lord by saying his names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
He's in your heart, and when he sees that you're taking a real interest in him, especially by chanting his holy name, he takes a real interest in you. Now, when Krishna takes a real interest in you, that means a lot of good things happen from that point on. Number one, he helps you remember him. He helps you by protecting you. He helps you by giving you knowledge. He helps you in many, many ways to make your life easier because you took an interest in him. Just like when we are in trouble, what do you think about? You think about God. Please help me. So, if you really want God to help you, you should be thinking about him all the time. Because accidents could happen at any time. There's no guarantee. So in this way, the Vedic tradition is such that we should be always chanting the names of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, previously, and oftentimes today, to make that real easy, a husband and wife give the name of Krishna or one of Krishna's names to their children. But that way, you'll be saying the holy name all the time. Krishna, come here. Radha, come here. You see, that's a very nice thing to do, to give your child a spiritual name, so that you're going to be calling your child for at least 25 years all the time. So, and that means you'll be chanting the name of God. You see, that's a very simple thing. Why make things complicated, right? And then, if we become really serious about spiritual life, we'll take up chanting on the japa beads. And the japa beads are very important. Why? Well, it helps us to chant, and it helps us to know how many times we've chanted. So you have 108 beads, and this one is the 109th bead. It's called the Krishna bead. So we begin here. We never go over the Krishna bead, and we begin to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Who has beads here? Do you want to raise your hand? Or maybe I should say, who doesn't have beads? Who doesn't have beads for chanting Hare Krishna?
We can get some beads.
No, wait a minute. Okay, they're actually embarrassed to raise their hands. So who does have beads? Haribol. Very good. Okay. All right, now I know who doesn't have beads. That means the majority of people in this room right now in the temple do not have beads. And these chanting beads are very important to have. This will be the most important thing in your life, because this connects you to Krishna 24 hours a day. And you develop the habit of always chanting Krishna's names. That means that Krishna sees your interest in him, and he takes a serious interest in you to protect you, to give you knowledge, and in every way help you live a simple life, chanting and taking prasadam and coming regularly to the temple and hearing classes by genuine devotees. That is real life. Real life is not going to a movie and not going to a party where they have liquor and not engaging in any sinful activities. Sinful activities are the best, engaging in sinful activities is the best way to ruin your life. It'll ruin your life. Drinking alcohol, engaging in illicit sex, and so forth. So the best thing to do is to get some beads right away and start to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In this way, you are with Krishna and Krishna is with you. Krishna is with you anyway, but now you're recognizing Krishna's presence in your heart, and he's very pleased. And because you're pleasing Krishna by chanting his names, by the way, Krishna is the closest person to you. He's right in your heart. You're living because of Krishna's presence in your body. And when he sees you're interested in him, then he takes an interest in you and will protect you. This is the best protection. This is the best insurance policy. You can buy insurance, and there's different levels of it, but it can never completely protect you. But if you take to chanting the name of Krishna, Krishna will protect you completely. Right? Just like he protected Draupadi completely. She was in a completely impossible situation. She was being stripped by Dushashan and other big Maharatis, and she was holding her sari like this, and she had one arm up like that, and saying, "Hey Krishna, please help." And then she said, "What is this? I'm holding my sari as if this is going to help." And she let go of her the other hand, and with both hands she prayed to Krishna, and at that point Krishna protected her. Right? So, ultimately we are all helpless in this material world. And there are many things we don't understand. Like we don't know when we're going to die. We could die at any time. And it happens every day. People don't know they're going to die, and that day they die. See? So therefore, we should not take any chance of forgetting Krishna. Because if you remember Krishna at the moment of death, you go back to Godhead. So therefore, why do we have chanting beads? So that we don't forget Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. See, people who are really, let's say, intelligent, they always do things so that they can be benefited. Now, you can do things to be benefited materially, but you can also do things to be benefited spiritually. Right? So, therefore, chanting Hare Krishna is the easy way, the easiest way to be in contact with God. And by being in contact with God, no matter what's going to happen to you, you're going to be protected by the mercy of the Lord. And Krishna promises this. Konteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasyati. He tells Arjuna, declare it boldly, Arjuna, that my devotee will never perish. Konteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasyati. So here's a promise by Krishna that if you become his devotee, he will do everything possible to protect you and to give you knowledge and to give you deep realizations of why you're chanting Hare Krishna and how you can live a very simple life and always feel the presence of Krishna in your life. That's very important, to always feel the presence of Krishna in your life. That's why it's good to come to the temple. You see the beautiful form of Krishna, Radha and Krishna. You chant Hare Krishna. You bow down to the Lord. It's good to bring your children also. You don't want to be sitting here and your children are outside screaming and fighting and playing and doing nonsense. They should be sitting right next to you, because a family that prays together stays together. A family that prays together stays together. So that should be our culture, the culture of Krishna consciousness, where we regularly come to the temple and bring our children and teach them who is Krishna. In fact, it's very easy for you, because look at all these dioramas here, teaching who Krishna is. You see, we keep it up so this way you can walk and look at each one and explain each one of these dioramas to your children. It's a type of visual education. All this education you can have at the temple. The temple is meant to help people be educated in who Krishna is, how to please Krishna, and how to go back to Godhead in this lifetime. So today, I want to speak about a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Yata Rup, as it is. There are Bhagavad Gitas, there's like 600 different editions of the Bhagavad Gita since like the 17th century. All of them are nonsense. And no one ever became a devotee by reading any of them. It's only when Bhagavad Gita Yata Rup, as it is, came out by His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our Gurudev, and I hope your Gurudev. At that time, many people became Krishna conscious. Many people. And it's still going on. Thousands, and now it's in the millions of people who have become Krishna conscious because of Bhagavad Gita as it is. So, today I want to read two verses. In the 7th chapter, verse number 12 and 13. Yechaiva satpika bhava rajasas tamachas jaye. Mata ivati tam vidhi natvaham tisute mayim. Krishna says to Arjuna, Bhagavad Gita is a discussion between Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Arjuna. And Arjuna is asking Krishna many questions, and Krishna is answering them. So if you want to know who Krishna is, you should read Bhagavad Gita as it is. There are too many Bhagavad Gitas that are written by non-devotees and that mislead you. They will mislead you. But if you read this edition of Bhagavad Gita as it is, you'll genuinely know who Krishna is, and you'll be able to follow Krishna's instructions in this book. In other words, this one book is enough to go back to Godhead. You don't have to read any other book. Right? So it says here, Yechaiva satpika bhava rajasas tamasas chaye mata evetitan vidi natvaham tesute mahi. Know, so Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, he says, know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Now let's go deeply into this verse because it's very important. In this verse, there's a mention of the three modes of material nature. What are the three modes of material nature? They are supernatural forces that force you to be stuck in the material world of birth and death. And they are goodness, passion, and ignorance. Then you might say, oh, what's wrong with the goodness? Well, goodness is much better than passion and ignorance, but it still keeps you anchored in the material world. Transcendental goodness, on the other hand, will liberate you from the material world. So therefore, these forces, they're supernatural forces of nature, and we're all controlled by them, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, and not being really serious about spiritual life. And because of that, ultimately at the moment of death, we don't remember Krishna, and we have to be born again, and no guarantee what the next body is going to be. It could be a dog body, it could be a cat body, it could be a rat. Who knows? So, if you want this to be the last time that you take birth, and you can go back to Godhead in this lifetime, then we have some good news. The good news is it's much easier now in this horrible age of Kali Yuga to go back to Godhead. Krishna has made a tremendous dispensation, meaning a special perk or a special way that you can easily go back to Godhead in this age. That is, simply chant Hare Krishna. Because that way you're directly associating with Krishna. Krishna is in your heart. He hears you chanting. He sees that you've taken an interest in him. He takes an interest in you. But if you go through life not chanting the names of God and just, let's say, in a perfunctory way, you go to church or the synagogue or to the temple and say a little prayer or something and then walk away and not listen to the class, you're not going to be able to remember Krishna at the moment of death. The moment of death is the best moment for a devotee and the worst moment for people who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Okay, now we're going to have to keep quiet. We can't have people talking during the class. Okay. So, how are we going to do this? Do what? Liberate ourselves from the cycle of birth and death. That's the real problem we have. The problem is birth, old age, disease, and death. Those are the real problems in life. And nobody can escape it. But we should ask the question, is it possible that I can become free of this vicious cycle that's been repeated many times? We've gone through 8,400,000 species of life to come to the human form of life. And if in the human form of life we do not practice activities of love and devotion for God, we'll go back into the animal forms and be stuck again for millions of years to come back again to the human form of life. So this is understood by great acharyas. And the greatest acharyas are Lord Chaitanya himself. And Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. He came as the hidden acharya or hidden personality. He did not claim to be God. He acted like an ordinary devotee, but he demonstrated how to love Krishna. He had come previously in the form of Krishna, but he saw that after he left, people reverted back to sinful life. So therefore he decided to come again 500 years ago as a devotee and teach by example. So therefore, what is Lord Chaitanya's example? It's an example of surrender, of humility, and of unabashed or pure love. This is what we should all strive for. Pure love and devotion for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then it's real love And then you can share that real love with others. Today, when people talk about pyar, 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 is that real love? I don't think so. I don't think so. So today it's, I love you, and now I hate you. See? That's happening a lot. That's why before there was very little divorce amongst Hindus. Now there's plenty of divorce, just like the Americans. It's terrible. Why? It's because people have become spiritually bankrupt. Everybody wants to build up their money in the bank, but the real money is having love for Krishna. Then you're not bankrupt spiritually. And how do you get that real love for Krishna? It's by chanting his holy names, hearing lectures given by genuine devotees, not by phony so-called sadhus, and to regularly come to the temple and associate with genuine devotees, because tell me who your friends are, I will tell you who you are. If you associate regularly with genuine devotees, then you will also become a genuine devotee. Association is very important. So you have to be very careful who you associate with. And this is a decision you have to make. In life, we're making many decisions, but the most important decision is who you're going to marry and who you're going to worship. If you make a mistake on both of those, you ruin your whole life. So we should all be devotees of Krishna, and then you probably will not make a mistake in getting married. This one lady was telling me, one Hindu lady was telling me, Prabhuji, when I got married to my husband, I thought he was like Lord Ramachandra. After 3 months, I realized he's not Ramachandra, he's Ravana. You don't want to make mistakes like that. So that means you have to regularly come to the temple and hear the lectures and become interested in actually engaging in seva, service for Radha and Krishna. So we have many opportunities for you to engage in seva. That's the beginning of love of Krishna, when you're willing to serve the Lord. Just like if a man and a woman are married, then obviously the wife is going to cook for the husband, and the husband is going to make money, so there's food on the table. So they're serving each other, you know. Later on, if they break down in their love for each other, the wife refuses to cook for her husband. The husband, who knows what he's going to do. He'll start drinking alcohol and going out and avoiding the association of his wife, or so forth. So you see, I love you, I hate you, I hate you can easily happen when people are not spiritually serious. So a family that prays together stays together. So we should regularly come, offer our obeisances to the deities, and pray. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now what is this mantra all about? A mantra, mantra. Man means the mind, and tra means deliverance. So it is a mantra, or a vibration that liberates the mind from ignorance. And what is ignorance? Thinking, I am this body, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am American, I am this, I am that. All identifications with the body and not with the soul. Our soul is not Hindu or Muslim or Christian, etc. And guess what? God is not Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, etc. God is for everyone. And therefore, we should follow God's example of being only for pleasing God and not having any epitaph or identity based on the body, but identifying with the soul. Now, how do you identify with the soul? First of all, your soul, my soul, everybody's soul is eternal. That's the good news. And secondly, if we act like an eternal person, then we become protected by Krishna. You become protected, your children become protected, your family becomes protected, because you have taken a serious interest in Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, by chanting Krishna's holy name, by regularly hearing lectures about Krishna consciousness, by reading books about Krishna, you come closer to Krishna. And at that time, something miraculous happens. You become very, very convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you surrender to him. And when you surrender, that means you follow his instructions. What are his instructions? His instructions are to give up all sinful activities, like meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, lying, cheating, etc., and take up all pious activities, like chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and coming regularly to the temple and hearing lectures and volunteering to do seva at the temple. And also, if you have the energy, coming out with us to Harinam Sankirtan. The age we're living in is called Kali Yuga. Now, in every age, there is what's called a Yuga Dharma. So, in the first period of Satya Yuga, the Yuga Dharma was meditation. Now, fast forward to where we are now, this is Kali Yuga, the worst time to be in the material world. But because it's the worst time, Krishna has made everything much easier than before. Like Lord Brahma, in order to become self-realized, to understand his relationship with Krishna, and to actually see Krishna, it took him 300 trillion years before he was able to see Krishna. Now, none of us are going to live that long. But you see, it was much more difficult to understand Krishna in previous ages. Because this age is like the worst age to be born in, and our lifespan is very short, Krishna has made it very easy to become conscious of him and to actually be with him all the time. And the way we understand Krishna is not by seeing him, it's by hearing him. Hearing is much more important than seeing. So hearing genuine devotees speak about Krishna is the way to be educated. You're never educated by watching a movie. Sometimes people say, oh, that movie was so good. It's a life changer. It's not a life changer. Nothing changes after you saw that movie. But if you come and hear lectures given by genuine devotees, if you take an interest in chanting the holy names of the Lord, and if you engage in seva in the temple, and also invite people to your house and offer them Krishna prasadam, and by offering the food before you eat, and only vegetarian food, and helping others also understand who Krishna is, you make tangible spiritual advancement. This is what we should want to do, to make real spiritual advancement. In that way, you take that interest in Krishna and he takes interest in you. When Krishna is on your side, just like Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. And although the Pandavas were greatly outnumbered, it looked like they were not going to prevail in the battle of Kurukshetra. They were vastly outnumbered. The Pandavas were successful. Why? Because Krishna was on their side. See? So you want to have Krishna on your side in this lifetime. And this will be the last lifetime you'll spend in the material world eating, sleeping, mating, and defending like animals. Oh, by the way, in the spiritual world, there's also eating, sleeping, but they don't have to mate because they're all eternal. Everyone is eternal in the spiritual world. So that eliminates the mating. So eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And you don't have to defend because you're protected by Krishna who's there all the time. So you want to make life easy, become a devotee of the Lord, practice Krishna consciousness, you go back to Godhead, and there are no more problems, no more taxes, no more bad news. It's all good news in the spiritual world, you see. And therefore, we become really happy. There is different types of happiness. When your enemy dies, you become happy. Right? But the happiness in the spiritual is different, you know. It's all based on well-wishing, not on wishing that people die or things like that. So we want to be Vaikuntha residents. Vaikuntha, what does that mean? Vaikuntha means, Kunta is
Misery.
suffering, and Vai means no suffering, you see. So when we go back to the spiritual world, to Vaikuntha, there's no more suffering. There's no more old age, disease, death, and so forth. One of the worst things in life today that we experience is someone we love dies, and we're not going to see them anymore. And when you go to the funeral, you realize, oh my God, I'm never going to see this person who I have love for anymore. And why did this happen? And it's going to happen to me also, you see. So, is there any way that we can stop this process of birth, death, old age, and disease? Yes, there is. If you take an interest in Krishna, he will protect you so that this will be the last time you'll be dead. And by the way, death is not the end of your existence. We all have an eternal soul. Don't believe what nonsense Christians say or atheists say. You know, they all say, "Oh, you only live once." No, you don't just live once. You have an eternal soul. You might not have the same body in every birth. There are 8,400,000 different species, and we've gone through all those species to come to the human form of life. But if in the human form of life we misbehave, engage in illicit activities, we'll go back into the animal kingdom and lower, into insect kingdom, even lower, into the microbe kingdom, because we have ignored Sanatan Dharma. But if we come to the human form of life, after going through all those 8,400,000 species, if we become serious about Sanatan Dharma, Sanatan means eternal, Dharma means your occupational duties. If you become serious about Sanatan Dharma, this will be your last birth and death, and you will go back to the spiritual world where there's eternal life. Now, you are eternal. That means it's possible that you could be eternally in the material world experiencing birth, death, old age, and disease. Or, if you make the right decisions in your life, you could be liberated and be eternal in the spiritual world, where there's no more death, old age, and disease. There's transcendental love of Krishna. So these are decisions that we have to make and decide. what are we going to do with our life? And this is the question that everyone should ask themselves. You know, what am I going to do with my life? Why was I born? Why am I subject to birth, death, old age, and disease? Is there a way that I can be free from this? You see. So if you don't ask this type of question, you remain in a, let's say, in ignorance. These are the serious questions that we have to ask. Why is there birth, death, old age, and disease? How did I get into this situation? Is there a way I can free myself from this? I want freedom. I want to be eternal. Well, you are eternal, but you're not eternal. You will not be eternal in your spiritual body until you become completely a lover of God or Krishna. So that should be education, the real education, to learn how to love God and serve God. That's what we should teach our children. First, how to love God and serve God. Then after that, they can look at arithmetic and math and this thing and that thing. But the most important education is how to serve God and love God. If you do that, you become a good parent, and your children become very, very good, and they will be exactly what you want them to be. Honest, clean, and spiritually very serious about living a God-centered life. That is what Krishna consciousness is. It's a God-centered life. Everything we do is to please Krishna. So therefore, the way we make decisions when we come to Krishna consciousness is, before we act, we ask ourselves a question. Is this action that I'm planning to do, is this something that Krishna will accept and will be pleased with, or is this something that Krishna will not accept and will be displeased with? Do you ask questions like that before you act? You see, you have to learn how to have a God-centered life. It's always, before the action, we should ask ourselves this question. Is this thing that I'm planning to do, is this something that is going to please Krishna, or is this something that will not please Krishna? And if it will not please Krishna, then we shouldn't do it. So, I'm going to stop right there. Are there any questions anyone would like to ask? Because, yes, sir, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu, you know, it's even in Christianity also, they talk about resurrection, that death is not the end of life. Something more is there, it is going to come. So it is really, they are also talking about the resurrection.
Well, I don't know which Bible you're reading, but most Christians believe you only live once. And then when you die, there's going to be a judgment in which you might be attain eternal life, and or you might either die or be eternally in hell. So that's the Bible that I've read. Maybe you read a different Bible.
I'm reading the same Bible. Resurrection is taught, and if I go little beyond, even into Mormon, they talk about more beyond that. Even after the death.
Okay, with Mormons are, it's a small sect. Let's talk about mainstream Christianity. They're very adamant about you only live once. You see, and that's not true. It's a false narrative.
Yeah. But in Bible, very clearly, when Jesus was crucified, two other thieves were also crucified on the left and right. One fellow is telling, hey, you are also talking about all these things, now you are also crucified like us. And another fellow says, hey, don't say that to Jesus. Because Jesus is an honest person, but you are also thieves. Okay, and then immediately Jesus says, right now, hearing you, you will reach my Father calamity.
Which one? The one that chided the other one?
The one who was telling the truth, another one was making the fun.
Right.
So, it is there. That is, you will reach the Father when you are accepting
Well,
the fact.
I pray that you'll be the one that chided the other one. Any other questions or comments? Here's your chance to ask a question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
So my question is like sometimes it is very obvious that like before you do any action whether it will be pleasing to Krishna or not, and but sometimes it's not that obvious.
It's not that obvious?
Yeah, like
Okay, so
maybe
whenever
it
it's
doesn't come
not
to our
obvious,
mind. Yes.
Whenever it's not obvious, you come and see me. And I will help you understand what is the right thing to do. Go ahead, you finish. Yeah, you have to come and see a genuine sadhu, and he'll tell you what's right and what's wrong. You know? And you're right. There are many situations in which you're not really sure what's right or wrong, and you need help to understand. Like, for example, many times ladies have come to me and said, you know, my husband is not behaving nicely, and I want to, have a divorce. And I say, listen, if you pray to Krishna, don't get into any arguments with your husband, and pray to Krishna for your husband's welfare, then you have a great chance of not having a divorce. But if you get upset, if you get vengeful, if you say, okay, now I'm going to get a divorce, that's not good. You should be very patient and pray for the welfare either of the wife or the husband, so they don't make such a drastic decision like that to get a divorce. Divorce is terrible, especially if you have children. It's devastating for the children. So the husband and wife both should realize that, they're not getting hurt as much as the children are going to get hurt if there's a divorce. So they have, and by the way, when they got married, whether they're Christian or Hare Krishna, they made a promise, a vow of no separation. Whether it's a Christian marriage or Jewish marriage or Muslim marriage or Hare Krishna marriage, there's always this, let's say, vow that they take to not be separated. And it's a sacred vow made in front of God, right? If you get married in a church or a synagogue, in the presence of God, you're making a vow. And by the way, you are known by the vows that you make. It determines who you are. And if you make a vow of marriage and to never be separated, you have to follow it. And there was one lady and her husband, they had a big argument, and her husband said, get out of my house. He took her by the arm and opened the door and pushed her outside and slammed the door closed. Then about 2-3 hours later, he said, oh my God, what did I do? I don't know why I got so angry, the poor lady. So he thought, let me go find her. So he opens the door to run out to find her, and she's sitting down outside the door. And he said, so you didn't go home to your mother? And she looked at him and said, well, I can't. He said, why not? He said, well, when we got married, we made a vow, till death do you part. So if you don't want me, I'll just sit right here and fast till I die. That is called the safety net. When you make a vow of marriage, till death do us part, do you part, that's the safety net. That regardless of what happens, you stay together. Now, how to actually stay together? Well, a family that prays together stays together. So you regularly come to the temple, like Prabhuji here, he's regularly coming. You regularly come to the temple, right? You don't want to divorce your wife, do you? No. So you see, when you regularly come to the temple, then you hear good things, and if there is any problem, you can ask the sadhu. What should I do? I'm a little confused. We're having this problem, that problem. There is a spiritual solution to every problem. A spiritual solution. Not a material solution, but a spiritual solution, which is very good for you. Right? So spiritual solution means you learn to control your mind and your senses and your words. You learn to forgive. You learn to ask forgiveness. These are all important things when there's a marriage. And you learn to control your anger. Anger is very, very bad thing because it's destructive. So, by coming to the temple, we can learn all good things. And if we're confused about what we should do, you can ask genuine sadhus, or you can ask me, for example, or we have other genuine sadhus here in the temple. What should I do? Here's my problem. Please help me. Sometimes we come to situations in which we don't know what to do. It's confusing. And there's duality. This duality is something that's very bad because should I live in America or should I go back to India? Should I work for Microsoft or should I work for Amazon. Should I marry this person or should I marry that person? Should I buy this car or should I buy that car? Life is confusing. There's this duality all the time, right? So, how do we get out of this state of duality? What we should always say is, what is best for me to stay in Krishna consciousness? What is best for me? Many times people tell me, oh, Prabhu, I just lost my job, and it's hard for me to find a new job in Seattle. My expertise is not something that is so popular now. I think I have to leave. I said, no, don't leave. He said, but what can I do? I've been looking for a job 3-4 months. I couldn't find one. I said, just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And I can I can guarantee you that you'll find a job. You just have to be patient. It might take 1 month or it might take 6 months, but you'll find a job. Don't doubt it. Why? Because if you are actually happy to come to the temple to make spiritual progress, then Krishna will help you get that job. If you don't really care about the temple, you just care about a job, all right, then you can leave and go somewhere else. But if you're happy here because you're coming regularly to the temple and having a spiritual life, and this is where you became introduced to Krishna consciousness, and you have friends here that are Krishna conscious, then you just pray to Krishna and he'll help you find that job. And it's happened many times. Many, many times. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Yeah. First of all, you have to turn the microphone on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So I want to ask, if I'm not able to finish my Japamala round for some compelling reason for a day, so what should I do? Should I finish it next day?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
Well, of course that's it.
Relieved.
Yeah, I mean, Krishna's not going to punish you because you didn't finish your rounds today, but you'll catch up tomorrow, right? Yeah, Krishna's very kind. He's not like the IRS inspector. No mercy. Krishna is full of mercy. He's going to give you many, many chances, so don't worry. Any other questions? Any other questions? No questions? Come on, if there's no questions, there won't be any answers. Haribol.
Wonderful.
Huh?
It's a wonderful class, man.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Okay, then we will have Arti. Thank you
Do
very
want
much.
Do you want to announce those people?
Okay, 1 second. The feast sponsors today are Ranti Deva Das. On the occasion of Hari's birthday, I think Hari is his son.
Yes.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Hari, and many more happy birthdays. And 2 is Bhaja Kripa Das, who's right here.
Happy Krishna Kank's birthday, Prabhu.
On the occasion of his birthday.
Haribol!
Hare Krishna
To you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna, dear Brajagrupa Prabhu, Hare Krishna to you.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Jai, thank you, Prabhu. You're a very good devotee. Never leave the temple. We need you. And then Vijay Arora and Rohit Arora, in memory of Father late Sri Krishnan Lal Arora, death anniversary. So we pray for the Krishna to bless Sri Krishnan Lal Arora, and may he be protected. See now, you never really die. Let's get this one thing straight. No one really dies. They just change the material body. The material body is subject to death, but the soul is not. So we can safely say here that the late Sri Krishnanlal Arora is not really dead. He simply changed his body. And but we can pray for him so that he gets another human body and continues Krishna consciousness from where he left off. Krishna consciousness, by the way, you can never be a loser in Krishna consciousness. Why? Because whatever you have done for Krishna becomes an eternal asset. And if in this lifetime you haven't finished your Krishna consciousness and you die, you're guaranteed another human birth in the next birth, and you're guaranteed to start from the point where you left off in your last birth. So you cannot be a loser in Krishna consciousness. Of course, you can be a loser in the casino. You can be a loser in many other ways. But in Krishna consciousness, you can never be a loser. So, therefore, make a decision tonight. Raise your hand. I want to be Krishna conscious. Okay, raise your hand. Go ahead. Haribol, 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 Haribol. I don't want to be a loser. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Okay, so then, okay, so, and then also Kal Raman Prabhu, in the memory of his mother Sita Lakshmi Srinivasan, death anniversary. So may she be blessed by Krishna's mercy always. And Raghav Goel, Raghav Goel, yeah. And now donations, Kal Raman Prabhu has donated $1,000 tonight. Thank you very much, Kal. And now our announcements, the Vedic, the VCC Vedic temple, this temple, let's see, announcements, VCC Samamish festivals. Sita Ram Kalyanam is going to be performed in this temple April 13th, Saturday. And for your information, Sri Ram Nomi or Navami is April 16th in this temple. And also, the Ugadi, or the Telugu New Year Festival, will be celebrated on April 9th, Tuesday, from 7 p.m. to 8:30 in this temple. Oh, it's in the Bellevue Temple? Oh, I'm sorry. In our second temple, called the Bellevue Temple, the Ugadi Telugu New Year Festival will take place April the 9th, Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And next, Dhyana Dyavasam, offering rice rice to Balaji deities, which are being, let's say, prepared for being worshipped on April the 12th, Friday at 6:30 p.m. onwards. And that's at the Bellevue Temple. Bellevue Hare Krishna Temple, or Temple number 2. I'm already planning Temple number 3. And then the Tamil New Year Festival, what do they call that in Tamil? What do they say? Huh? Anybody know? Any Tamilians here? Ugadi. Okay. Okay, Ugadi.
Varshipuram, they have the name.
What?
Yeah, what's the name? You have the microphone.
What is it?
New Year Day in Tamil. Varisha Pirapu.
Orisha. Varisham. 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 Okay, good. All right, so Varisham New Year Festival, April 13th, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then Sri Ram Navami, or Nami, April 16th, Tuesday, in which we're going to perform Sita Rama Kalyana. Oh, no, I'm sorry. And on April 16th at 6:30 p.m. at this temple, the Bellevue Temple.
Yeah, we're doing on 13th here, and then on the 16th in Bellevue Temple.
Okay, well, I'm completely confused. Anyway, Sitarama Navami at April 16th, Tuesday, at the Bellevue Temple. All right.
13, 16 also.
So be here or be nowhere.
Just imagine if you have 3 temples.
Thank you very much. And now we will have Arti. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Haribo.
If you want to talk to me some more, I'm going to be in the library back there. And we can continue discussions. Hare Krishna.
Just Hare Krishna.
Please stand up for Arati, please.
Yeah, please stand up for Arati. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Radha Nil Madhav Radhe
Ayo Radha Nila Madhav Radhe
Radha Nil Madhav Radhe
Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radhe
Gaur Nitai Gaur Nitai Jaya Gaur Nitai
Jaya Gauranidai Jaya Gauranidai
Jaya Jagannath Baladeva Jaya Subhadra
Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra
Jaya Sitaram Jaya Lakshman Hanuman
Jaya Sitaram Jaya Lakshmana Hanuman
Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Dala Dadai
प्रह्लाददायिने प्रह्लाददायिने हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षा
हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षा
शीलटङ्कानकालाये इदो नरसिंह वरदो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह माहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
अद्भुत सिंह दलितालिरन्नकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवदीता नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव कर कमलवरे नका अद्भुत शृङ्गा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवदृता नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवदृता नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
नरहरि 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 जय
जय नरहरि 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 जय नरहरि
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद
जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद
जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह
जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह
जय जय प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय भक्त नरसिंह भगवान की जय भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गो प्रेमानंद
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Hare
Hare Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Radha Nila Madhav Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Nila Madha Sri Radhe.
Jayo Jagannatha, Jayo Jagannatha, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra.
Jayo Jagannatha, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra.
Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha.
Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha.
Jayo Sitaram, Jayo Sitaram, Sitaram, Jayo Sitaram.
Jayo Sitaram, 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 Jayo Sitaram.
Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
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 Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल
हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगाला किशोर कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगला किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा
Please stand up for the Arati. Please stand up for the Arati. राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर जीवने मराणे गति
हरि बोल।
अर नाही मोरा
राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर
राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर
कालिंदीरा कुले केली कादंबीरवाना
कालिंदीर कुले केली कादंबेरवाना
कालिंदीरा कुले केली कादंबीरवाना
कालिंदीर कुले केली कादंबेरवाना
रताना बेदीरा पार बोसा बोधू जाना
रतना बेदीरा उपा बस बोध जाना
राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगाला किशोर
राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर Oh, that got stuck. Just keep singing.
श्यामा गौरी अंगे दीपो चंदने रगंदा
श्याम गौरी अंगे दिवो चंदनेर गंधा
श्यामा गौरी अंगे दीपो चंदने रगंदा
श्याम गौरी अंगे दिवो चंदनेर गंधा
चामर दुलाबो कबे हेरी मोका चंदा
चामारा दुलाबो खाबे हेरी मुख चंद्रा
राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर
राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर
गतिया मला तिर्मला दीबो दोहारा गले
गतिया मला तिर्मला दिबो दोहार गले
गतिया मला तिर्मला दीबो दोहारा गले
गतिया मला तिर्मला दिबो दोहार गले
आदरे तुलिया दीबो कर्पूर तांबूले
आधार तुलिया दिबो कर्पूर तंबूले राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर
ललिता विशाखायादि जत सखी वृंदा
ललिता विशाखादि जत सखी वृंदा
ललिता विशाखायादि जत सखी वृंदा
ललिता विशाखादि जत सखी वृंदा
गाया कोरिबो सेवा चरणारविंदा
आज्ञाया कोरिबो सेवा चरणारविंदा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरनुदासा
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरानुदासा
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरनुदासा
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरानुदासा
सेवाया भिलाषा कोरे नरोत्तमदासा
सेवा विलासा कोरे नरोत्तम दासा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा युगल कमल किशोर
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
हरे हरे
हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा
हरि बोल
कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hari Bol.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama
जय श्री राधा नील माधव भगवान की जय.
Hare.
O Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. बोल प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. गुरु महाराज की जय.